Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 2021 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before I begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me, offering you a reading, saying just email me and we'll set up a reading. That person is not me. It is a scammer, and I do not want any of you guys being scammed. Okay, with that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Now let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Scorpio, February 2021 money and career. 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 I'm going to be changing things up just a little bit, just because it's fun to do new things. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. And now let's see what your chakra energy is for this time. Scorpio, February 2021, money and career. Scorpio, February 2021, money and career. Scorpio, February 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So what we start with here is we start with balance at the root chakra. So at the root of you, there is the need for balance, the balance of the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, the balance of your inner self, what it is that you desire, what it is that you feel like you're supposed to have because of the world. And so a lot of juggling is coming in during this time. Listening, the throat chakra, and I'll get to these more in depth in correlation with the tarot. And then we have truth, again, the throat chakra coming forward. And so here, this combination with the root chakra and the throat chakra is just so exquisite. It really is so exquisite because it's balanced through your breath, through your voice, through also the silence. And that's something that we really discredit, especially in our world today. We discredit the power of silence, and yet it is absolutely exquisite. Okay. And let's see what energy you need to be mindful of during this time. What energy does Scorpio need to be mindful of? February 2021, money and career. What energy does Scorpio need to be mindful of? February 2021, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Yeah, these two. Okay, fantastic. So we're starting off with justice. Now this is Libra energy, a time frame September 23rd to October 22nd. This is a sense of everything needing to be fair at the expense of everyone. So I know that sounds odd to say, but it's kind of like, yeah, we'll get into that more with the card. Spirit is saying, just wait, explain everything all together because it'll all make a lot more sense. Okay. Then we have the Prince of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Remember, this isn't relegated simply to a Libra or to an Earth sign energy. It is the characteristics of these signs and of these, of these traits that are going to be coming forward that you have to be mindful of. And it can be really interesting because it can be somebody who is a completely different sign. Like it could be a Gemini, and then you're seeing these Libra traits within them. You're seeing these Earth sign traits within them, and you're seeing how they kind of rub against you during this time, Scorpio. And then finally, we have Cancer energy, time frame June 21st to July 22nd. Okay. And so here with the tarot, we start off with the Three of Inspiration, the Three of Wands. And then we have the Hierophant, Taurus energy coming forward. It brings us to the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And the Page of Voice, which is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have the Nine of Materials, the Nine of Pentacles. And you have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. Okay. So this is why, especially down here with your root here isn't a warning. Some signs' roots have been warnings, like, pay close attention to this. This is a calling to a blessing. This is a calling to the prosperity coming forward. It's saying your hard work is paying off, but you have to turn inward. Turning inward, embracing the silence, as the chakra energy was saying before, is going to start to open up your prosperity, your power. Now here, with the chakra, not with the chakra cards, with the energy to be mindful of, we're starting off with justice. We're starting off with everything being so fair that it actually turns out not to be fair at all. Oh my gosh, and I forget the writer, but it was kind of like everything had to be fair. He wrote, in the utopia, everything had to be fair. So instead of making everybody super, super smart, they made everybody super, super stupid. Instead of making everybody super healthy, they made everybody super unfit. So they made everything fail, by making everything fair. And I know that's not the way that we're taught to believe right now. We're taught that, to make everything fair is to make everything, perfect. But perfection is an illusion. So here, and it's not saying that there should be any real terrible inequalities. That's not what Spirit is talking about. Spirit is talking about this sense of justice, a sense of balance, a sense of discernment coming forward, saying this energy is right for me, this energy isn't, and being able to walk away. And there's something here, there's a person here who's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole and saying it's your fault that you're not doing this, it's your fault that you're not moving forward this way. And they're going to put the blame and the hurt onto you, Scorpio. And that's going to be where they're trying to make everything so uniform that they're forgetting the individual. And that's what Spirit's saying here, that you have to be very, very mindful of during this time. You have to embrace a balance. You have to embrace a truth. And you're going to be coming up with coming forward to opposition that is going to try and knock you down, is going to try and take away your uniqueness, your individuality, your sense of creativity. And that's going to be very detrimental for you. Okay, I hope that made sense. There we go. Then we have the Prince of Pentacles. The Prince of Pentacles is Earth sign energy. Once again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's a person who's slowly and steadily building what they want, but instead of letting the idea kind of manifest before them, instead of looking at things differently and openly and powerfully and individually, okay, they're saying, this is what I want, and I'm just going to make everything fit. Again, it's that square peg in a round hole type of thing. It won't fit unless the hole is so big that it's not really a fit. It's just going into a void. So here, there is a person who's slowly and steadily building their own vision without taking into consideration what is around them. So it can be somebody who's trying to utilize your group, but instead of seeing everybody's individual talents, it doesn't matter what type of group you're in. You could be in a group in a Fortune 500 company, or you could be in a group on the sales floor. It does not matter. They're not looking at individual strengths. They're saying, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way I want it to be. These are the goals that I have. If you do not meet them, again, you're wrong, I'm right. And that's going to be part of the challenge during this time for you, Scorpio, is to not let them beat you down. The Chariot is letting emotions get in the way. Okay? This is a person who sits there and who says, this is what I want. This is what I'm going after. And they can absolutely pull you into it, because water sign energy calls to water sign energy, and Cancer is a water sign energy. So here you can be drawn in because, I want to help, I want to make them feel better, I want to move forward with them, and instead of embracing your truth and instead of moving forward in a way that's right for you, you get pulled into their drama, their trauma, and it just starts to unravel everything, because it'll start to be your sadness that they start to bring up your sadness. Instead of raising your energy vibration, they're lowering it. They're making it very base. So that's something to be very, very aware of. And they're just going to want to plow forward, take in no consideration for anybody else. And here, it's like, if you listen to your truth, because you're going to see things kind of lining up, if you listen to your truth and you say, this is what I'm really good at, you take the time to listen to your soul, to listen to yourself. And I know we're talking about money and career, and we tend to think of everything in our lives being so terribly separate, in compartmentalizing everything. Unfortunately, we as human beings, we're a bit messy, and we don't I just said it, compartmentalize, there we go, well, at all. So everything kind of bleeds in to the other. It's kind of like when a piece of paper gets wet and has all ink written on it, and that ink just bleeds into everything and you can't read anything. So that here is what you're being warned against being pulled into for other people. And you're being told here to focus on what it is that you want, to focus on one thing, pick one big picture of what you want, of where you're headed, of your ideas and your ideals, and start to find that balance within you. Because the Hierophant most definitely is bringing forward that balanced energy for you and leading you to being a student of how you want to move forward. There is a sense here of, a balance of understanding, of a deeper truth coming forward, of a sense of the two parts of you. And it can be the part that knows, hey, listen, I have to work, I have to make money, bills have to be paid, food has to be on the table. That energy, and the energy that says, I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my kids. I want to enjoy my partner. I want to enjoy my existence because I don't know what's coming up ahead. So here with balance, it's finding that balance within your world. It's calling that balance forward within your existence. And it's moving it to your truth and your passion and your understanding and your becoming. And it leads you to needing to listen, because during this time, as much as there's tremendous blessings coming forward, you can easily be flipped out of balance. You can easily take on too much. You can easily, try to help other people emotionally, spiritually, financially, and find your balance falling away. And it says here, listen to what you want. Listen to your road forward. Don't sit there and say, oh my gosh, I'm just being silly, or oh my gosh, I'm just making mountains out of molehills. No, listen to your truth. This is going to empower you to open up your world. And this is going to empower you to move forward in a prosperous, bountiful way. There is a way the door is opening that it's kind of like if you don't hear it, you're going to be surprised and you might miss it. It's kind of like if you don't hear the person walking down the stairs, when they come into the kitchen, you're going to jump and be all surprised. So here, it's being able to be in your body, in your present. And I love the saying where it says, being in the past, living in the past, as so many of us do, we live in pain. Because even if it's the best moments of the past, they can never come forward. They will always be a memory. So they never can be relived. So it's always pain that we live in when we live in the past. When we live in the future, we live in delusion because we don't know what the future will hold. And so always sitting there and looking at the future and saying, there will be my happiness. It's being misguided. Because now has to be your happiness. No matter if it's the hardest time in your life, it's like, okay, can I find a happy thing? Can I find a happy way forward? And it's listening to your inner self. It's listening to the time of learning. It's listening to the power that's within you. That's also going to be kind of like your superpower during this time, Scorpio. You have a tremendous capacity to listen, to take things in. Now, a positive Scorpio takes things in, listens, and manifests in a miraculous way because they're holding on to the visions that they're seeing around them. They're adding to their own ideas, their own creativity, and it becomes a beautiful symphony. A negative Scorpio, okay, listens and kind of pushes everything to the side and kind of squirrels everything away to use against people. So just be mindful of that. Be mindful of when you're in a really positive mood because you are moving forward magnificently. And when you're in a negative mood, it can be like, okay, you know what? I can use this against this person because it'll get me ahead. So just be mindful of that. Nothing against Scorpios. I actually adore Scorpios, but that's a warning from Spirit that just had to be said. So here we have truth, we have balance, we have coming together. It's again the throat chakra. It is embracing your voice. And sometimes to embrace our voice, we have to be quiet. And that's what we're seeing here with the Hermit. Also with the student cards, with the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. It's like, be a student of your prosperity and of your knowledge and see where that takes you. Embrace the silence because it's embracing the truth. It's embracing the balance. It's embracing your understanding. It's embracing your passion, your knowledge, your determination, and your way of moving your life forward. So really taking time to meditate around the throat chakra. If you find it hard to meditate around the throat chakra, meditate around breathing. And breathing through your nose, not through your mouth, just breathing calmly and gently through your nose, okay? So with that said, we're moving here to inspiration. The Three of Wands, the Three of Inspiration. This is things falling into alignment. This is new horizons opening up, but I love just seeing the dominoes starting to fall into place. And if you're going through a really rough patch in your life, and if you're looking at your career and saying, Dane, there is no way that the dominoes can fall into place here and now. It's like, okay, that's true. But this might be a domino that you're setting down into place. Because when it is your divine time, you knock things down and things start falling into alignment. Things start, moving forward, and you're like, oh, that's why I had to go through that. Or, oh, that's why I had to see this. And oh, that's why this had to be a certain way. So it's going to be opening up a world for you, because I know from my hurts, my pains, my disappointments, that if they didn't happen, I wouldn't be here right now. And this is rather extraordinary. So here, it's not seeing yourself as a failure. That's definitely what Spirit is saying. It's seeing yourself as an innovator. It's seeing yourself as somebody who thinks very differently from everybody else. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you're looking at a new horizon to lead you forward. You're looking at a new power to guide you to your dreams and to your goals and to what it is that you desire. And it brings you into balance with yourself. It brings you to the Hierophant, who is in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, is the Pope. And the Pope in medieval times was the King of Kings. He could tell kings and emperors and empresses and queens what to do, and he did. And so here, with the Hierophant, you're going to see this power moving forward. And there's a connection here, okay? And I know it's odd because the card didn't come up, but it's just coming within my mind's eye. The High Priestess in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, in one of the original decks, was the female Pope, okay? And that was Pope Joan. So here with the Hierophant, there is something that was hidden that is going to bring forward power, okay? And I don't know exactly what it is, but it's going to kind of surprise people. It's going to have people look at things differently. It can be this idea that comes into your head that you think, oh, well, that's just a story, or oh, that's just silliness, and then there's validity to it. It's going to be something that opens up your world to you. So here with the Hierophant, you are opening up to your truth. You're also saying, this is fundamentally me. If I let go of this, I let go of a profound truth to myself and about myself that guides me forward. So with the Hierophant, it's so important to sit there and say, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I want. And it can be, a lot of this It can be that this comes through meditation. And I don't mean to keep on going back to meditation, because we're talking about money, we're talking about career, we're talking about moving ourselves forward. But we're also here talking about raising our energy vibration, because so many things are interlocked and combined. And so when you're raising your energy vibration in one area, it cannot help but raise that energy vibration in every single area of your life. And so as you look at your truth, as you sit there and say, this is me, this is what I need. And if you're in a job that makes you feel like who you are is intrinsically wrong, it's time to look for something else. Or it's time to reevaluate why you're there. Yeah, or you find that people are taking advantage of your good nature. That's going to be something that you really need to look at. And it brings you to being a student of your prosperity. A lot of times we get stuck. We get stuck and think, this is my only path forward. This is the only way that I can do it. And you're going to be really surprised to see the way that if you kind of say to divinity, help me move forward, guide me. You open up your mind, you open up your souls to your angels, to your spirit guides. You're going to see yourself getting ideas in ways that you hadn't imagined would come your way. You're going to see yourself opening to a world that you thought, oh, well, that could be for other people, but it just can't be for me. Yes, it can. And what's more beautiful is that it's meant to be for you. It's meant to move you forward in this power, in this purpose, in this determination forward. It's meant to have you looking at things differently. Now it's time to be a student and see the interconnectedness, see the reasons why, see the power to evolve and become. And it's opening you up to a greater truth. It's opening you up to blossoming into yourself. And so often we think, well, if I'm not in, my early 20s or in my teens, this is ridiculous. It's too late for me. That's not true at all. It is never too late to open up to your truth. It's never too late to answer the call. It's never too late to embrace who it is that you are. So during this time, some of you Scorpios are going to be looking at things and saying, I'm making big decisions on how I should move forward, on where it is that I need to be, on who it is that I need to be, and why it is that I'm here. Because time is moving too fast to let life not have any meaning, to simply exist instead of thriving. And it brings you to the Page of Swords. It brings you to being a student of all the ideas that you have, of all the ways that you are learning, all the ways that you are understanding. But the thing with the swords that is so cool is that the swords are intrinsically a weapon. So they're with the pentacles. You can say, okay, these are coins. You could say these are seeds. And of course, they're represented here by growing into flowers. You can say that they are so many other things with the pentacle. But with a sword is simply a sword. It is always going to be a weapon, and it cannot be transformed into anything else, unless, of course, you do the abstract, understanding of the mind. So here, when you're looking at things, know that as you are a student of your mind, you're embracing the greatest weapon that you ever have. And that's one of the things that has set human beings apart so powerfully from other animals that walk this earth, is that we know how to set traps. We know how to learn from our mistakes. We know how to sit and plan and map things out. So our mind is the most powerful weapon that we have. But we get caught in ruts, and we get caught in a sense of, but that's just the way it is, or you're supposed to be this way to be successful. Success can come through the most unbelievable ways forward, through the silliest things, the things that people would sit there and laugh at and say, oh, you'll never be able to do that. But if you start to build it, and I'm not saying, quit your job, run away, join the circus type of thing, but if you start to build it on the side, if you start to take time to really look at who it is that you are and what it is that you want, you start to build it inch by inch by inch, moment by moment. And that elevation of understanding brings you into the power of who it is that you are and who it is that you're meant to be. So it opens you up to your ideas, to your ideals, to what it is that you want, to these thoughts that seem to be silly. But again, Scorpio, when you're in your moment, when you are present within yourself, you are absolutely unstoppable because of the way that you see the world, because of the way that you take things in, because of the way you transform. And it leads you to opening up your arms to powerful, endless success. The Nine of Pentacles is prosperity raining down on you. Now, it's also knowing that there's going to be a heck of a lot of hard work to come. Yes, absolutely. but the place that you are right now, the positivity that's leading you forward, the fact that you're starting to see a little bit of success, a little bit of a gift, a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, the sense of, this is what I've been working for, this is what I've been waiting for and wanting for so long. It starts to open you up to what you need to do. It also starts to make it feel like, yeah, it's not for nothing. Yes, this is worth it. Yes, I am free. I am empowered. I am emboldened. I am success. And it starts to open you up to where it is that you need to be personally, powerfully, and introspectively for you. And it brings you to being able to enjoy this moment. And it's saying here, enjoy the moment of things coming together. Enjoy the moments of things coming together. Because yes, there are a lot of hard roads ahead, but you're not going to be defined by failures, by doubts. You're defined by the way that you embrace the moments of things coming together, the moments of things reaching their balance. Yes, we're also defined of how we handle stress and chaos. But if you have the good moments to sit there and say, but look at that, look how that moved me forward, and look how that made everything make sense, it's going to serve you so much better than you ever could have imagined. And it brings you to looking inward. Looking inward is so terribly important for you. And it's so interesting because you're rooted in the number 9. And the number 9 is things coming close to a completion of a cycle. So you're coming close to a completion of a cycle when it comes to finances. You need to celebrate your prosperity. You're coming close to closing a chapter. And that chapter can be a chapter of always struggling, always feeling like you're working so hard just for a little bit. I mean, I remember when, McDonald's dollar hamburgers were like, wow, can I spend that money? Because it's so frivolous to do so. You get to those moments in your life. And then when you look back at it, it's like, wow, I can remember being there, but, I never want to be there again. So it's that catalyst to jump forward, to say, all right, let's keep on celebrating the good times. Let's keep on celebrating the hard work that was put in and the joys that come. Because as you meditate, as you look at where it is that you want to be, as you see things more truthfully for you, because we tend to look at things as, well, this is good for everybody. Like everybody's supposed to be a doctor or a lawyer, right? Or, a CEO or somebody astoundingly powerful and seen in very traditional roles. And if that's not you, then the world doesn't see you as a successful person. And that's wrong. Everybody has their successes, has their reasons why they're born here, has their beauty that they're embracing within their life. And your purpose on this earth, when you meditate, when you connect, when you think of what has brought you true happiness within your life, it can be teaching others. It can be raising your family. It can be connecting with your partner and sitting there and just embracing love when you're able to, when you're in those moments. It can be little things that people poo-poo and say, oh, that's not important. It is important. It brings forward happiness. It brings forward joy. It makes the world a better place. It raises your energy vibration so that people who are around you are just instantly calmer, instantly more focused, instantly feeling like, oh, okay, I can get this done, instead of feeling like I'm always fighting, I'm always fighting, I'm always fighting. And if you're finding that as you raise your energy vibration, as you sit in your truth, that people move away, those are people who can't be comfortable around somebody who is in their truth because they're so out of their truth that it hurts. So here, with the hermit, you're turning inward to find and understand your power, to see that light that guides you forward, to know that divinity lies within you. Brahma said, I hid the God's head within man, because that is the one place he will not look for it. Now, I know it might be wrong to say, prove Brahma wrong, but, because he is a god and all that, but prove Brahma wrong. Look inside. When you have looked outside, people, things, places, and it hasn't changed, now it's time to look inside and see what it is that you truly want, what it is that you truly need, the power that is absolutely a part of you. And it leads you to a greater understanding of yourself. It leads you to understanding, this is me, this is where I need to be, and this is intrinsic for my soul, because then the wealth comes. It's not like, big money wealth where you can just spend all the money and not even care. All right? It is the money to be secure. It is the being able to be safe within your cottage instead of having to own a mansion. Your subconscious chakra message. is visualization. This is the third eye chakra. Visualization is so important because it leads us forward in our manifestation. And I know we roll our eyes when we hear visualization, manifestation. It's like, yeah, that was the secret. If I visualized, I was supposed to get what I wanted. And it didn't work that way. Here's the thing with visualization. When you visualize, you open up your mind to being able to walk forward in success. Because if you imagine it, which is what visualization is, it's active imagination and it's putting it into practical practice. So if you are visualizing, you're letting your mind know that, yes, I can do this. I can move forward this way. I can have this success. I can have this bounty. I can open these doors. Because your mind does not know the difference between make-believe and reality, which is super scary and also super cool. So as you're visualizing, you're sending forward new neurons, you're sending forward new wavelengths and understanding within your mind that, yeah, I can move forward this way. And your mind is saying, well, yeah, I've done this. Yeah, I've achieved this when you've thought about it. That's why people can become delusional, because their mind doesn't know the difference. But if you're opening up the pathway and saying, okay, I'm going to put in the hard work, I'm going to celebrate myself when I succeed, I'm going to turn inward, see where that light is leading me, I'm looking at my skills and my talents, I'm being constantly a student so that as things line up, okay, I can just have it all fall into place. When divinity says it is time, it will all just fall into place, and I will be shocked with how things move forward. That visualization, that power opens up the mind. It's not where you stop, it's where you begin. It is most definitely where you begin. And then you start to get ideas, you start to get understandings, you start to look at things more openly, more honestly for yourself. And it's like, this is what I need, because this is where I stand within my life. Your subconscious person message is the Prince of Swords. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is slaying the dragons that are holding back your prosperity, that are hoarding your bounty, your beauty, and your truth. This is saying, I'm being active, I'm going after what I want, I'm looking at the skills that I have, I'm looking at the weapons that I have at my disposal, I'm cutting through the poison of the world, I am ascending to wake up the part of me that our world doesn't think is as important. So that is the sacred feminine aspect of our lives. So when you have the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine, what I mean by this is that when you quote unquote succeed within the world, it's succeeding more in a quote unquote masculine way, right? So it's being a CEO, it's having the most money, the biggest house, the everything like that. And it's not necessarily, it's what you can have, and it's not necessarily how you feel. So when you have both coming together, you have the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine leading you forward, that's when true success comes, and that's when you feel in balance, and that's what you're awakening within you. That's what you're saying, this is what I need in my life in order to be prosperous, bountiful, and part of my truth. It then leads you to your subconscious tarot message, which is the 10 of voice, the 10 of swords. Now, this is my minor arcana death card. So this is a representative of you in the minor arcana. This is looking at all the hurts, all the pains, all the disappointments, all the angers, all the upsets, and saying, I'm transforming from this, and saying, I am rising out of this pain, out of this hurt, with so much more knowledge. This is the darkness before the dawn. Subconsciously, you know that there is something more on the horizon. You're working to really embrace that, and that's why you need to go inward, need to see your subconscious, need to see how it is that you want your success to be brought forward, and not to be defined by the hurts and the pains that you have been through, and the angers and the upsets that you have been through that have caused scars and that have caused you to sit there and think, I can't, instead of I can. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of your positive energy as things fall into place. And you will be surprised on the road divinity takes you on. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.